In the opening scene, we see a jungle where hunters are trapping wild chimpanzees. They drag the animals into cages and sell them to science labs for dangerous experiments. The story begins with a scientist named Dr. Will, who is working hard to create a medicine for Alzheimer's disease because his father suffers from it. After 5 years of hard work, he finally succeeds in making a powerful drug. Before testing it on humans, he tries it on chimpanzees. The results are amazing. The chimps become super intelligent, solving puzzles and showing human-like thinking. Will is thrilled and wants to test the drug on people. He presents his findings in a meeting with the company's directors, and they are impressed by the positive results. But then, disaster strikes. A worker tries to move the test chimp to another room, and the chimp suddenly becomes violent. It attacks the worker, breaks free, and causes chaos in the lab. The chimp storms into the meeting room where Will is presenting, and no one can control it. In the end, security has to shoot the chimp to stop it. With the chimp dead, Will's experiment is shut down. His bosses refuse to let him test the drug on humans, believing it causes aggression. Will is heartbroken. His years of work are ruined. But then, a lab caretaker named Franklin tells him the truth. The chimp wasn't aggressive because of the drug. She had just given birth to a baby. And when workers tried to separate them, she panicked and attacked. The caretaker tells Will that the company made him kill all the test chimps, except one, the newborn baby. Will secretly takes the baby chimp home. His father names him Caesar. Over the next 3 years, Caesar grows up with Will and his sick father. Caesar is no ordinary chimp. He learns to read, play games, and even communicate using sign language. He's as smart as a human. The only difference is that he can't speak. Meanwhile, Will's father's Alzheimer's gets worse. The nurse says he needs to go to a hospital because he can't be cared for at home anymore. Desperate, Will takes a big risk. He gives his father the same experimental drug he gave the chimps. The next morning, a miracle happens. Will's father is completely cured. He's playing the piano like he used to. Will is overjoyed to see his father healthy again. One day, Caesar sees kids riding bikes outside and wants to join them. He sneaks into a neighbor's house, but the owner sees him. The neighbor grabs a baseball bat and starts hitting Caesar, but Will and his father arrive just in time. Will tries to explain that Caesar wasn't trying to hurt anyone, he just wanted to play. But the angry neighbor shouts, "This thing could hurt my kids. If I see this chimp again, I'll kill it." Caesar gets hurt in the fight, so Will takes him to see Dr. 𝗟𝗲𝗀. When she examines Caesar, she's shocked. This chimp is communicating with Will using sign language. Dr. 𝗟𝗲𝗀 also becomes friends with Caesar. She starts visiting Will's house often and notices how Caesar always stays inside, watching the world through the windows. Feeling sorry for him, she convinces Will to take Caesar to the nearby redwood forest. Caesar loves the forest, and just like that, 2 more years pass. Will and Dr. 𝗟𝗲𝗀 are now in a relationship, and they often take Caesar to the same redwood forest. One day, they see a family with a dog on a leash. Caesar looks at his own leash and signs to Will, "Am I your pet?" Will gets emotional and signs back, "No, you're my son." But Caesar, now a grown chimp, starts questioning his place in the world. This makes him wonder about his past and his mother. Will takes him to his lab and explains how his mother was given special medicine, which made Caesar so smart. He also tells him that his mother is dead. Now, Caesar understands everything. Meanwhile, Will's father's Alzheimer's returns. The medicine stopped working. One day, when Will isn't home, his confused father tries to drive but crashes into the same neighbor's car. That mean neighbor who hit Caesar years ago now attacks Will's father. Seeing this through the window, Caesar loses control. He attacks the neighbor fiercely and bites off his finger. Because of this violent act, the court orders that Caesar can't live with Will anymore. Animal control takes him to a place with other chimps, though Caesar doesn't want to go. Will sadly tells him, "You have to stay here now." Will's father gets much worse, and he also wants Caesar back home. So, Will asks his company's CEO to let him make an even stronger medicine. His boss agrees. Will had already re-engineered the old formula to make a stronger medicine. When testing the new drug on a chimp, an accident happens. A worker named Franklin breathes in some of the medicine gas because he wasn't wearing a mask. The chimp given the drug becomes super intelligent. Everyone in the company thinks that the experiment is a success. Will and Dr. Caroline visit Caesar at the chimp facility. Seeing him locked in a tiny cage with injuries makes Will furious. He threatens the workers. "If you mistreat him, I'll shut this place down." Caesar begs to come home, but Will tells Caesar, "I can't take you home until the court allows it." Back home, Will finds his father's condition has worsened. He wants to give him the new medicine, but his dad refuses, saying, "My time has come." Soon after, he passes away. With his father gone, Caesar is all Will has left. Determined to bring him home, Will offers money to the facility's manager. But when he opens Caesar's cage, the chimp shuts the door. Caesar is too hurt and betrayed to forgive Will. Heartbroken, Caesar refuses to leave his cage, because he's angry at Will for abandoning him. Meanwhile, Franklin starts feeling sick after breathing in the gas at the lab. After taking 2 days off work, he goes to Will's house looking for help. But Will isn't home. When the neighbor asks Franklin what's wrong, Franklin suddenly coughs up blood, accidentally spraying the neighbor. The next day, Franklin's body is discovered in his apartment. This proves the experimental drug works perfectly on apes, but is deadly to humans. Caesar realizes the other apes aren't as intelligent as he is. Seeing they need help, he devises a clever plan. That night, Caesar tricks a visitor into dropping a knife near his cage. Using the blade, he picks the lock and sneaks out under the cover of darkness. Making his way to Will's house, he steals the experimental Alzheimer's drug. With the medicine in hand, Caesar returns to the facility. He releases the drug as a gas. All the chimps inhale it and become super smart, just like him. Now, the real rebellion begins. A cruel caretaker tries to electrocute him, but Caesar fights back. For the first time, he speaks. "No!"
No!
Caesar becomes the leader of the apes. He leads the chimps to freedom, attacking anyone who harms them. First, they go to Will's lab and free all the chimps that were being experimented. Then, they raid a zoo, recruiting more apes to their army. Meanwhile, Will discovers Caesar has broken out of the facility. Racing against time, he speeds toward Redwood Forest, the peaceful sanctuary where they once shared happy memories. But when he arrives, he sees that the bridge has turned into a war zone. Police snipers line the bridge with rifles aimed, while a helicopter roars overhead, unleashing gunfire on the fleeing apes. In a stunning display of unity and strength, Caesar's tribe fights back. Against all odds, the intelligent apes outmaneuver their human hunters, forcing the police to retreat. A heroic gorilla sacrifices himself to save his leader, Caesar, and before dying, he also crashes the helicopter. A vengeful chimp remembers all the tests they did on apes, so he kills the CEO of Will's company. After all this fighting, Caesar and his ape family finally make it to Redwood Forest, their new home in the trees. Will finds Caesar and begs, "Come home before the police kill you all." But Caesar hugs him and whispers, "This is my home now." Heartbroken but understanding, Will lets him leave. In the mid-credits scene, we see Will's infected neighbor boards an international flight, unknowingly carrying the deadly virus. This sets up the stage for the next movie, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, where the virus wipes out most of humanity. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and share the video. Thank you for watching.